I believe you know the commissioners, Commissioner Siranyi, Commissioner Mwijuke, Commissioner Arenaitwe, and our Director for Communication Affairs. Now, we have invited you to speak to you about the environment in which Parliament is working at the moment. It is clear that we are under attack from the executive and also from the judiciary. And I'll start with the judiciary. As you recall, when the matter was taken to court, it was a matter which had been overtaken by events already. That's why I kept on saying the money has been paid, so there's no subject matter on which the court could make an order. But in the meantime, the members had applied for a judicial review, which has not yet taken place. They had applied for an interim injunction, which was heard yesterday. And they also had that interim order, which I objected to on the grounds that there was nothing on which the court should have sat. Now, yesterday, there was a hearing for the temporary injunction. When the parties reached the court, the petitioner said, having read our affidavit in reply, they were withdrawing the application for an injunction. So they actually withdrew the application for injunction. Therefore, I was surprised that having withdrawn, the judge proceeded to make orders on nothing. Because if I withdraw my application, then you can't rule, because there's nothing you're ruling on. Now, unfortunately, when the order was made and extracted, it did not include the word withdrawal. He was instead giving new directives. So the Attorney General protested, our legal office also protested, and wrote immediately to the registrar, and we shall give you copies of these letters. This is what they said. Miscellaneous application number 179 of 2020, arising from miscellaneous cause number 78 of 2020, Honorable Karuhanga versus the Commission and the Attorney General. This is the Minister of Justice writing to the registrar. At the hearing concluded this morning, the applicant indicated on court record their withdrawal of miscellaneous application number 179 of 20 in view of the changed status quo reflected in the parliamentary hazard submitted to court in evidence and guidance duly given. All monies would be applied to combating the COVID pandemic. We have just received the order of court arising from the proceedings and ruling, and noted the order does not accurately or fully reflect the decision of the court. We therefore pray that the order duly reflect the applicant withdrawal of application number 179 of 2020. So, the Attorney General was also not satisfied about the order because it did not contain what was ruled in the court. We also wrote to the registrar along the same line to say during the hearing concluded this morning, applicant indicated on record their withdrawal of the application number 179 of 2020 in view of the status quo reflected in the parliamentary hazard. And the guidance given by the Speaker that all monies would be applied to the combating the COVID pandemic in various ways, include, you remember the guidance I gave to the members. The respondents on their part acknowledged that the status quo had changed. Therefore, the matter had been overtaken by events. And they said they are now withdrawing the matter and leaving it to the guidelines as they were given by the Parliament. We have received the court order arising from the proceedings and ruling, and noted that the order does not accurately or fully reflect the decision of the court as read. The order in its current form extinguishes the main cause, because there's a cause they are waiting for, a judicial review. We therefore pray that the order duly reflect the applicant's withdrawal of application number 179 of 2020, and the status quo be reinstated. So we are dissatisfied, and these are the letters, both from the Attorney General and from the Parliamentary Commission, that the order did not reflect what happened in the court. So we are proceeding with that, with another application to review that order. Secondly, we are really, really concerned that a lot of attention has been attached to the 10 billion shillings. I don't know why you are fixated on the 10 billion. I want to read to you what was passed in the supplementary. And you'll find that includes your people as well. So this is that supplementary of 383. The allotments were as follows. Office of the President, East and DC Secretariat, 15 billion. You have got that? Office of the Prime Minister, support to vulnerable persons, 59 billion. That's the one which is buying the expired milk. You're aware that milk is expired, which is having Ugandans. And the beans, the rotten beans. 59 billion. You should take an interest in that. The UPDF took 29 billion. The Minister of Health had come with a request of 62 billion. In our wisdom, we felt the Minister of Health needed more money than anybody else. So we adjusted their budget to 94, from 62 to 94. These thieves, the thieves who sit here, are the ones who adjusted that for the Minister of Health. Minister of ICT had come with a budget of 14 billion, the bulk of which was for billboards. So we said, but the billboards, people are in their homes, there are no buses moving, the cars are not moving. Who is going to read the billboards? So we rejected their request. We gave them 6 billion. The thieves made a decision not to spend on billboards. But interestingly, of the money we gave them 6 billion, 3.4 billion is for you people in the media. 3.4 billion is for you. And you haven't talked about it. 3.4 went to the media. And 2 billion went to UBC. That's the 6 billion. Citizenship and Immigration Board, 1.74 billion. KCCA, 2 billion. Uganda Police Force, 38 billion. Uganda Prison Service, 4.3 billion. External Security Organization, 460 million. Then we got the districts. Are you aware that in that same supplementary, we gave each district 165 million shillings for the COVID campaign? You are not talking about that. All the districts of Uganda got 165 million shillings for the COVID campaign. I'm sure you're aware that RDCs have got 50 million each. 55 million. Every RDC. 55 million. No one is talking about it. They've got 18 million for fuel as well. So everybody else should be visible except the members of parliament. And I want to make it clear. The members of parliament have been spending money over a long time. Personally, I think I'm almost 200 million shillings spent in these things already. We started spending even before the supplementary came. We have been telling you that the Ministry of Health asked us for ambulances. We have 270 ambulances. 270. They wrote to us, told the clerk, please, tell the members send this handover to the task force of their districts. They can be used anywhere in the country. We are still responsible for paying the salaries of those, because they are our drivers. They are not for the Ministry of Health. We are responsible for the fuel, responsible for the services, responsible for the maintenance. That's all of the member of parliament. If any of us were to show you the messages we have on our phones, food. Each of us has got messages about food. Not today. Every day. We're spending money. So for anyone to say that we should not be visible, why? Why do they want us to be visible? We're elected leaders. So they want to go and show that they care more about those people than we, whom they elected. This is wrong, and we shall not accept it. So we want you to acknowledge our work, and the appropriation is our business. This is now new, a judge appropriating money from the court. Appropriation is for parliament. That's what the Constitution says. But a judge is sitting in the court saying now he's appropriating. So this is an attack on parliament by the executive and the judiciary. So I wanted you to know what is happening. And now, for a change, speak the truth, because the information is here. 10 billion. 10 billion. Next week, we are going to read the other supplementary where we have given a 400 million in classified expenditure. We shall give you the other supplementary. Billion. We shall give you another supplementary. Well, today I want to talk about the COVID supplementary. So that's what I wanted you to know. To broadcast what we have said. Because sometimes you hide what we have told you because you don't want to be associated with it. This is the truth. This is the truth. Because it's on record. And that we are being attacked by the executive, and we are going to take appropriate action on that issue as well. We are 3 arms of government. We all have our responsibilities under the Constitution, and we are carrying out our responsibilities. So there should be no undue interference in our work, as long as we follow the Constitution. Yeah.